In this date and time section, now I am discussing about the time related methods. There are two relative questions to this topic. For time, JavaScript gives the very same date object only, but there are methods which are related to the time part. Also, there is a unique static method called date.now which returns a timestamp in milliseconds elapsed since 1st January 1970 UTC. Let's also try just a simple statement. I'll say console log date.now and you see that it displays the milliseconds. Now let's also try few methods of time. First of all, I'm going to declare a variable. I'll say let dt is equal to new date. And then I will try to use a method called getTime. So I'll say console.log dt.getTime. Let's also try a few more methods here. Then we'll try to check it everything together. I will say console.log dt.getHours. Same way getMinutes, getSeconds and getMilliseconds. Now let's try to run the code and see what is the output. Now you see that the getTime returns the milliseconds. The getHours returns a value between 0 and 23, whereas the getMinutes and seconds both return value between 0 and 59, and milliseconds will always be between 0 and 999. The way we have get methods, there are set methods to set the time. So by giving the set time milliseconds, it will set the time and the value is started since January 1st, 1970. Let's say for example, I'll say let dt is equal to new date. Then I display the value of dt. Now I'm going to say dt.setTime. Here I am saying 0. And again I say console log dt. So now you see that the first date is the current date, whereas the second is the 1st January. The reason is because milliseconds given in set time is 0. So it gives the very first, that is the start date. The other set methods like set hours, set minutes, set seconds or set milliseconds set the respective time component in the given date. Now let's discuss relative questions of this topic. The first question is calculate the date difference in days. Now that means there are two dates and you have to count what is the difference in terms of days between two dates. So here I'm going to take one date. I'll say let dt is equal to new date. This let's say I'll define 2020 August 25th. Then I take another date, that is dt1. I'll say new date 2020 August 23. Now I'll take one variable just to get the difference between both the dates. I'll say dt.getTime minus dt1.getTime. Now the value which we'll get will be in milliseconds. So what you can do, now I can say the number is equal to, first of all, because I have the value in milliseconds, I'm going to divide that value by 1000, and this entire value I can divide by 3600 because 3600 is number of seconds we have in an hour. So right now we are converting the value in hours. So let's display console log. So you have this value, that is the number of hours. Now if I further divide this value by 24, then you get the number of days. The second question is how can you change hours or minutes in time? So we have the set hours and set minutes method to set the hour part only, or maybe minutes section, maybe second or millisecond also can be changed using the set methods.